Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Heron Heads podcast. My name is Julio, and I'm joined today by some friends and fellow Inter Miami fans, Dave and Chris. Jose is halfway around the world, so he will not be joining us to talk about Inter Miami's rematch against FC Cincinnati, where the game ended 0-0, but not without some controversy. So we will get into all of that and more. But before we begin, a huge shout out to our chief Heron Heads, Chow and Marivi. Thank you so much for your continued generous support. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you will find a link in the description wherever you are listening. And if you're not interested in doing that, that's totally okay too. But if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe buttons because it's totally free and it really helps us out. But with that, lots to talk about. I think we got to start with the officiating. But how you guys doing?
Pretty good. I mean, this is one of those matches that it's like if we told you before going into the match, we come out with a draw, you're happy with that result. But after watching this match, man, 3 points were there for the taking. Cincinnati did not have their best game tonight, and we could have easily taken this one. We could have scored a couple goals there. Officiating aside, we had some really decent chances that we didn't really execute. But I mean, you take the point, especially when you don't have Alba and Messi out there. You take the point, and also my 2 cents is that kit is beautiful. I gotta get my hands on a Rodrigo De Paul Riptide Blue. I think that's what it's called, right? They're calling it Riptide Blue kit. That'll be sweet.
Yeah, I agree. The kit's beautiful, but that officiating was awful and not beautiful at all. That was horrible for both sides. I mean, you can't even say, "Oh, Miami," this and that, because man, it was just bad all around.
Congrats to Cincinnati for getting a bad call at the end, but I feel like the majority of this match, the calls were terrible going our way against us.
Yeah, I found it pretty even, but man, it's just bad. That shouldn't even be a talking point, and it sucks. After what was a pretty good match all the way around, yeah, it was 0-0, but I thought it was okay, you know. Miami was obviously without the two big stars, and Messi and Alba was suspended for those who didn't know because of the All-Star game.
And Falcón was suspended.
And Falcón was suspended as well. So, Noah Allen is coming back from an injury, so he didn't start. He played off the bench. We had Gremaki starting at left back, which we saw a little bit at the end last match when Alba got hurt.
12 minutes worth last match.
I thought he started pretty bad. Yeah, I thought he started pretty bad, and then he kind of just came into the game and he settled down, and I thought he played fine on the left back. You know, he doesn't have the speed you need for that position.
This cello.
And yeah, that's true too. But I thought he played fine. I thought he did good. He held the position down. So it was it was uneventful, unfortunately. But I don't know. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But I didn't see too many horrendous, so much bad playing from our team. I thought it was okay. We had some few chances that we did not capitalize on, unfortunately. But their goalkeeper was pretty good too. To give him his flowers.
I have plenty of things that I thought went terrible for us and that we played bad. I thought there were Cello constantly, like, get him out of my life. Like, he just constantly does things to irritate me, whether it's making runs that nobody wants him to make or not making the runs that everyone expects him to make, making terrible passes, just boneheaded play after boneheaded play, running into Yannick Bright at one point, ruining a play. He's time and time again the bane of my existence when I'm watching these matches. Like he makes it less fun for me when I'm watching him out there. Kremaski, admirable job today. There were times that he flubbed passes, which I want to give him a pass because he's playing out of position, but these are passes in the attacking third that you would expect him to be more comfortable making. So I do give him a little bit of a knock there.
And the corners?
No. But I don't understand why they have him doing set pieces. Every set piece that he's a part of is terrible.
It should be Segovia or Fafa or something. But
anyone else.
It should honestly be Suarez.
Yeah.
Who had the best passing tonight of anyone.
Yeah. And even Suarez had some frustrating moments, especially with some of his decisions on strikes and just miss hits. And there was one where I thought he would have hurt himself on the reaction to missing, where he like completely folded himself like a lawn chair. And I was like, oh, there goes his back. But no, he bounced back, no problem. So there was plenty of things that I didn't like, but Lujan I thought had a pretty decent match out there. The defense in general, Toto played pretty in control, with the exception of, like, for his standards, he played pretty much in control.
He
Cello,
did get a yellow card, I think, right?
yeah,
Toto.
he
Yeah.
got a very late yellow
Mhm.
card, but at that point, the wheels were falling off the cart, and everybody was kind of in
Toto's yellow
disarray.
card was in the 36th minute.
Yeah, Toto's was
Yeah.
early. Well,
Yeah,
Cello's
that's what I was saying.
was late.
Yeah,
That's what I
Chelos
was
was
saying.
very late. Chelos was in the 90th minute.
Yeah, and honestly, Kremaski defensively held up. Like, I saw him win
Mhm.
one-on-one challenges, poking the ball out. I wasn't upset at all with his play at that spot. He held up admirably, and I have no problem. Like I said, my issues with Kremaski are ongoing issues that I've seen in the attacking third. Um, but Yannick Bright coming in, playing fantastic, being
The subs were good at that
yeah,
point. Those 2 subs were, I think, spot on. So
yeah.
props to Mascherano for making
So,
those 2.
like I'm saying, we had a bunch of stuff. It's just ongoing issues of not being able to score if it has nothing to do with Lionel Messi. Oh, another bright spot. Sorry for rambling here, but Fafa Picault was the most dangerous player, and he had probably the best chance to score with that banger of a header off of was it Luis Suarez? I think Luis Suarez
Yes.
Yeah.
crossed it
Yeah.
into him, and man, I wish that hit the back of the net.
If Mascherano watches this and doesn't see what a threat Fafa is, I mean, it's insane. He stretches the defense. He's actually a point man there. He could get those headers in. He could make things happen in the box. And for whatever reason, Mascherano refuses to play him. It just doesn't make any sense.
Some
He
can
has to
argue
play.
he's our only point man.
Yeah, Allende does a good job, I think, at that as well. What
Allende
Allende's
is
bad
better
at,
when he's caught on the run. That's when Allende shines. But as a true point attacker, like finishing in the box when the ball gets to him, I don't think anybody does what Fafa does.
no, and it's crazy that Mascherano just doesn't want to see it.
I said
I think he
jokingly
sees it.
in
He
the
just doesn't want to say it.
I said jokingly in the Discord, maybe now that he changed his number, maybe like it like looks a little different in Fafa's head. He's like, oh, I can put a 14 out there.
And it's just what he does to the defense. No other player on our team could really do that. Allende does it at times too, obviously, but that speed and just the play that he has in the attacking third, we don't have a player that could do that.
His finishing
at all.
and aerial balls are just, man, and nobody comes close to that.
Yeah. Fafa's ability to like just retain possession on various different types of passes like up the pitch. I think that's a huge benefit for this team. Like there were a number of times where the ball was just hit long, whether it's like Rios Novo just booting it upfield or one of our defensive players just hitting it up. And Fafa either received it himself by heading it to himself or just taking it off his chest, or also just like running onto it. And normally that would be a change of possession, a pretty easy turnover for the opposition. But Fafa was able to get the possession of the ball on a number of occasions. And those are like additional possessions that Inter Miami had, typically in more dangerous positions. So yeah, I don't know how Mascherano comes away from this match and doesn't try to figure out a way to get Fafa more playing time. And it's funny because Twelman on the broadcast was like, oh, well, this is why they brought Fafa in. And I'm like, wouldn't it be great if like we brought him in to actually play him, because he's only played like 7 games or something like silly.
He specifically starts in matches like this where we're severely like okay, go out there now. It's like,
yeah,
this man should be starting all the time, and if not starting,
or
at least
a regular substitute,
playing significant minutes.
Correct.
It's painful. It's painful, and Allende has taken a step back lately. He's my biggest issue with him lately is, man, he just can't hold on to the ball. Like I don't know if it's his first touch or his, like you said, Fafa retaining the ball. Allende just coughs it up, and he's got to be able to maintain it a little bit. And
that's my problem with him.
The instant turnover is killer in the attacking third, and he can't do that. If you're going to be that point person, if it's not Suarez, like you got to be able to at least hold possession for a split second there.
My issue with him is that first touch. He had a really nice run, and it was a nice pass. I forgot who it was from right now, but it was obviously on the right-hand side. And his first touch, he touched it way too much to his right, and he had to kind of trail it and go to the right, and that just threw off the line completely. But I thought he had a good step on the defender at that point, and his first touch just seems to kill him way too much, man. If he could just fix that little flaw in his game, I think he'd be that much more dangerous for us. But it's just missing it just a little bit, you know.
While Nomad in the comments says we don't have attackers, they relies too much on Messi. Yeah,
It's true.
and to top it off, we just sold another attacker, and Leo Afonso is now being sold
Atlanta.
to
Atlanta.
Atlanta. It's to Atlanta. Yeah, so
Yeah, I forgot
for
what
an
the GAM
international
was.
spot. It was for an
It was
international
just
spot.
an international spot.
Yeah, no, we gave GAM as well though.
Yeah.
It was him and GAM, and we got an international spot.
It's monopoly money.
Just
It
facts.
helps, whatever you want to call it.
What did you guys think of Suarez's play today? Because I actually really liked how he played today.
It was up and down.
Yeah.
It's frustrating at times, and his passing was much better. But my biggest gripe with him, outside of the flubs in attack, it's his constant need for hesitation or to feel like he needs to go against the grain. Like there were so many times which the flow of play would have been easy to just transition, and I felt like he thought he was gonna like reinvent the wheel, and he had to take the contrarian approach and force it back or do a hesitation to try to fool the defenders to get them to drift, and it's not working. Most of the time when he would do those hesitations, it would really, again, ruin the momentum, and our guys would try to come back from being offsides, and then he would do the pass and guys were off. So he's just not on the same page with what he's thinking in the attack as the other players, and that's mostly showing because he's usually on the same page with Messi.
Mhm.
But that goes to show that he never looks to pass to anyone else. Because if he did, he'd be maybe a little more in sync with the other guys. But now that Messi's no longer in there, it really shows how much he has to overthink to get on the same page with the rest of the squad.
I really
Yeah.
liked how. Sorry, Chris. Just really quick.
No.
I just really liked specifically how he dropped deep today to get the ball and become a facilitator of play, because he does have good passing ability, and I wonder if that would be beneficial even when Messi's back in the lineup for him to just involve himself more in play and get more touches on the ball. Like obviously Messi eats up a lot of those opportunities, but man, like if they switched off and Messi was able to go in behind and Suarez could pick him out with the pass, like that would make the attack so much more dynamic.
I think that before I get to what I was going to say, I think it helps that Fafa was playing that attacker as well. It allows Suarez to come back a little bit, and we saw the pass that he made to Fafa, obviously the miss, the header. But I think Fafa allows him to kind of do that, because without Fafa on there, we don't have anyone that could be a threat in the box, to be honest. But yeah, I thought he played okay. I liked his passes. He played smart for the most part. I just hate it. One of his misses was a clear miss right there next to the goal. Another one was that bicycle kick that he loves to do. I don't understand why. He does one probably every match now, and
At least
I don't know why. It's obvious he can't make that anymore. He just doesn't do it. And there's a few little things like that he just can't finish anymore. And I don't know if he doesn't want to admit it to himself or whatever it is, but he just can't finish like that anymore. And he does better, to your point, Julio, when he's playing a little smarter, dropping back and making the right passes into the box. That's where we've seen him really shine more this season, when he does shine. But the other player I wanted to bring up is Delasco Segovia. I loved his game today. He obviously, no one's in the stat sheet too much, but I liked him being a facilitator. You know, he wasn't playing that wing position. Obviously, he was playing more of a true midfielder, and I thought he was relentless for the most part. And he was also making some nice plays, nice passes. He was playing smart. We weren't seeing him there on the left, flying out to the wing and kind of just wasting his time. I thought he was being a facilitator, which is what he's best at. Honestly, I think he's constantly playing out of position. Mascherano does that for whatever reason for multiple players, but I loved his play today. I thought he was pretty active and holding the ball and getting the ball back. So obviously, I think that has to do with Messi not being there too. I think he was playing that facilitator that Messi normally does.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Segovia had some really good moments today. I mean, really, the only couple players I had big issue with were Chelo, and I didn't think Redondo played a particularly good game today. He wasn't bad, but he had like those Redondo moments where you're just like, it's unnecessary. Like it's unnecessary to put your arms up high when you're approaching a vendor who's going away from, your goal. just those little moments. But I thought generally like the team played pretty solidly considering we didn't have Alba and we didn't have Messi. I was surprised at sort of how the game played out because Kermaski picks up the early yellow, and the broadcast and logic would dictate that like, okay, cool, like Cincinnati's going to target him. He's playing out of position. You have a lot of firepower down that side. And then Cincinnati sort of like abandoned that for no reason. They were getting success going down that side and they just stopped. And then from that point on, Inter Miami was able to like wrestle back some momentum in the game. And then it sort of just went back and forth and back and forth. And the last like 25 minutes sort of descended into chaos. And it was like a combination of, you could see that Cincinnati was getting tired. Evander was totally off his game tonight. And Inter Miami were trying to work the chances and opportunities, but without their best playmakers, it just wasn't clicking.
Maybe Evander shouldn't have played in that exhibition match.
I imagine.
before this
Maybe.
Imagine. Yeah, but I'm very surprised with how the game played out because it started and I genuinely thought Cincinnati was going to score 7 goals on us. I put in our Discord. I was like, this is going to be just like an onslaught because they started and it felt like we controlled the ball for like the first minute of the match and then immediately gave it away without any pressure. And I was like, oh, okay, this is going to suck. And then it didn't in the way that I thought it would.
It sucked, but for an entirely different reason.
Correct. Yeah, but I'm kind of happy with how a lot of the players played. It is a big issue that we can't find the back of the net when Messi is not on the pitch. That needs to be something that gets resolved. And I don't know what the solution there is. I mean, like Fafa's got to finish that goal, even though it was a really good save, and other chances need to be taken better. But generally, I was pretty happy with our team.
I remember the Suarez one that I thought he should have made. The one that actually, to me, it looked like it went in. And I think the stadium thought so too because they started cheering. It was on the right-hand side.
He just missed it right.
Just missed it, and it I guess hugged the net so much that it looked like it was in the goal. So that's another one that it was. There's at least 2 or 3 of the Suarez I thought could have really had, and he didn't finish. But
I mean, his best chance I thought was literally dead center, and he just did like a quick turnaround and just topped the ball.
Yeah.
And it just gently rolled to the goalkeeper. Like, and that's the one where he had the crazy reaction. But man, that you don't get a cleaner look than that. And he rushed it and flubbed it. And it's like you don't expect Luis Suarez to be rushing it at that point. And that just shows you where his mentality is right now. He's being affected right now. And yeah, there's a lot of chatter in the comments about goalkeeping.
Horrible.
And look at Rocco Rios Novo with a clean sheet with an assist from the ref.
Ugly clean sheet.
But hey, I called. Remember, I said 1-0 was my prediction, and you guys were like, "You expect this guy to get a clean sheet?"
David.
I predicted a tie game.
There you go. We both get participation points.
That dude, the guy can't grab the ball. Like everything that goes to him, it gets ricocheted. He can't. I don't know.
Can he pick it out there?
Because he's got those little hands, like that Burger King commercial. Where the guy's like, I can't order a Whopper. I have these little hands.
Dude, he can't stop. Like he can't just hold on to it. Everything's a ricochet, a parry, and it's like, well, dude, come on.
Yeah, he got saved by Lujan and then saved by the ref at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's technically our third string goalkeeper. I think we've just been really unlucky with injuries. Obviously, like Drake Callender having the sports hernia, and he's been out forever. Feels like he's our true backup at this point because Ustadi is pretty cemented into that starting spot.
Yeah.
I think we've just been unlucky. I mean, again, Dios Novo is our third string goalkeeper. So I don't think it's fair to say we need to go out and find better goalkeepers. We just gotten hurt.
We should find a decent goalkeeper that's not ancient. And that would be good.
Long term, certainly. But right now, I don't think we've done anything wrong with our goalkeeping depth. Like we're just on our third string goalkeeper.
Yeah. When does Yarborough get a look?
No
Probably
time
never.
soon.
I mean, if he hasn't yet, there's no way that guy gets a look.
No time.
He's just here as a
break
the glass.
It can't be much worse than Rios Novo.
Break the glass in case of emergency. That's all.
You should get somebody like Dos Santos.
He's doing pretty good, huh?
All right.
Insane.
Well, despite Jose not being here, I think it's only right if we get into the most and least of the match.
That's right.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
And now it's time for Jose's most and least of the match, presented by SofaScore. And if you were trying to scan that QR code and couldn't because the chat was overlaid on it, there's a link to our SofaScore, whatever affiliate link in the description. So check it out. Yeah, most and least of the match. Who do you guys think is the, or who do you guys think was the most of the match?
Oh, we're gonna start with most today. Ooh,
I think we always start with most, don't we?
We do.
we do.
It's just usually Jose.
Just sounds different,
Right.
Most.
I'm gonna go with Segovia. I really like the way he played today. I thought he was I already said it, but I thought he was very good with the ball. He made the good decisions. He was a little pesky in the midfield as well. He played facilitator a lot. So, it's hard to see who really had the highest rating because there weren't many stats per se right now. But I thought he played well.
I'm gonna say Fafa Picault because I think that he constantly found himself in good position, was making the right moves, was breaking away from the offense, was actually putting shots on target. It was just a lot of good from Fafa there. So I have to go with Fafa.
So the most of the match was Luis Suarez with a
Always, bro. Always.
8.3. And he was the most of the match by a good margin because second most was Benja with a 7.7.
Good for Benja.
That's why I put that comment up because I thought it was a good one too. Benja played very well.
And that's his rating in spite of receiving a yellow card. Lujan also had a 7.7, and Rios Nova with a 7.5 clean sheet.
Wow. So how did you check out what Segovia and Fafa?
Well,
let's get into the least of the match.
You pulled a Jose on us.
Who do you guys have for least of the match?
Jeez, man.
Or could you just pull up the stats? Just have the stats up.
I have them there, but we need to get into the least of the match, and then I'll give all the answers.
Oh no! My least of the match is Cello because I hate him so much lately. Just get him out of here, Cello. Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. If you didn't say him, I was gonna say him, but I'll go with Allende.
Okay.
I thought he was pretty poor.
Good guess.
All right, so least of the match. This may come as a shock. Fafa with a 6.8. 6.8 for Fafa. Second least was Redondo. Segovia had a 7.3. Weigand had a 7.2. Allende 7.0.
How did Fafa have such a low score?
I don't know. Looking at his stats,
Doesn't make
accurate
sense.
passing 20 of 22. His crosses were 0 for 3. He had one shot on target, one shot off target. Lost possession 8 times. Was caught offside once. Had 3 fouls.
Maybe
I
that's why.
think the offside probably.
Maybe, but I think that's pretty harsh because on the eye test, I think Fafa was one of our most active players, certainly, and definitely brought the energy that was needed. But it goes to show you that the rating system is not a perfect system. Usually there needs to be a combination of the eye test and the sofa score. But
who was the one after him? I'm sorry, I didn't miss it.
Redondo, 6.9.
Yes,
They were the only 2 players below 7.
Cello got above a 7.
7.2.
I said it when we started the show. I don't think anyone had like a super bad game. I thought it was solid all the way around.
I totally agree.
To come out with a tie against Cincinnati without your 2 best players, I think that's a solid.
That probably lifts
here, man.
That probably lifts the scores of all the defenders as well. The fact that they didn't concede a goal.
Yeah.
But
and I think we also just have a
Cello,
we have a baseline annoyance with Cello, is what it is.
Well, he also towards the end of the match, granted, he might have just been tired. I don't know. I'm like, is he hurt or something? Because he wasn't running for clear balls that were in his vicinity, and then guys who were way further than him were coming.
The ball that Evander got on the baseline.
I was like, why isn't he even trying to get that? That type of stuff, those effort plays drive me insane. When you're really fighting against a team that embarrassed you the last time you win, and everybody like gave you no chance to win this one, and you're hot dogging it out there, and then he also thinks he's like this amazing player and flipping the ball over, like everything about him. I know why his girlfriend dumped him. Like I get it. Like this is why. Like get out of here.
He does
Is that
think
confirmed?
he's God's gift.
Have we confirmed that? Because we said it.
I
three straight
haven't.
episodes already.
What are you talking
I
about? I thought you put your seal of approval on that news, Julio.
Is
Oh,
Chelo's heart hurt or not, Chris? You're the hurt doctor.
Yeah, is it hurt?
No
Is his
idea.
heart hurt or injured?
Is he hurt or is he nert?
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh,
SofaScore
SofaScore.
sometimes shit. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yep.
You never really know what you're gonna get.
But
Which is
anyways,
why
click the
Jose-
link. Anyways, click the link down there and see more. Go for it.
Yeah,
Download it.
make that decision for yourself. Yeah, I was surprised obviously by that because I agree. I think Fafa was like one of our better players, and I thought Chelo performed worse than what that score would indicate. But I do think that the clean sheet probably does factor into
You
that.
know, Mascherano's gonna pull up the sofa score and be like, "Sorry, can't start you.
100%.
You're the worst one out there." Oh
100%.
God,
SofaScore says so.
I can't do
He's
anything about it.
a known follower of the show. So
Mhm.
there you go.
Mhm.
We do need Ian Frey back desperately.
Oh my
desperately. It was really good. To the point you guys made earlier, to see Bright and Allen get back on there. I mean, Bright, what a breath of fresh air, a breath of fresh air, and Allen as well. Just seeing them out there, I just felt like the boys are back.
Allen saved the goal with his face. He got. Like,
Let's get into the
slapped.
officiating because I think that's what a lot of people sort of will take away from this match. But there were a number of questionable decisions. I think from Inter Miami's perspective, the penalty no call is probably the most impactful.
2 penalty no calls.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Fafa one first, where he was in behind Yedlin of all people. I thought it was a pretty clear penalty. To me, in the lead up to when Fafa eventually fell, Yedlin hits the back of his leg in the box. Fafa takes another step
in a pretty unnatural fashion too. It looked
Right.
like he kind of reached over to do it.
right.
I don't know. I kind of disagree.
Fafa takes another step and then goes down because there's additional contact after that. But the initial kick of the back of Fafa's leg, I was like, "Hello."
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that, like, I think if it would have been called the foul and they would have challenged it, it would have stayed, and vice versa, like it did, because I think it was hard to call either way. Honestly, that's what I saw.
I thought.
Yeah,
that,
I didn't
thought it
see
was
a
pretty
clear.
I thought it
I
was
didn't
pretty
see a
clear foul.
I didn't see a
I
clear
thought
foul. I
that
didn't see a
one-
clear foul as clear as the second one should have been.
So the second one
Yeah.
is the handball. I forget who it might have been Chelo. Someone whipped it in from or it was Fafa. Fafa hit the ball from the right side. I mean, could not have been more obvious that it hit Miles Robinson's hand,
I think
someone's
Robinson.
hand.
But that's the one.
with
See,
body.
if I'm gonna be like arguing one over the other, I thought that the first one was more egregious than the handball because yes, it hit the hand, but there's that argument. It's like, is the hand in a natural position? And literally,
Like,
he just had his
sure.
arms down by his side. Like,
But it wasn't.
tight
It
to-
No, it
wasn't.
wasn't. It was flailing back.
tight to his side, but he was moving. Like
Oh,
that's
man.
it's not like
Dude,
he
you
stuck it
watch
out.
European leagues, and I don't care that this is the
No,
MLS.
I know there's no
They're
interpretation.
like
It's
this.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hands behind the back.
But what I'm saying is what I've seen in the MLS for them to call
Yes,
handball.
that's true.
This falls right in line with the way that they've called it in the past. So for that reason, I'm okay with it. I hate it, but I understand it. The
Relative
first one,
to the other one, yeah.
the other one is a foul.
Yeah.
He's fouling somebody in the attack right in front of the goal. Like what are we doing here?
I thought it both could
They
have.
didn't even review.
been
That's
called,
the part
yes.
that bothered me with the second one. Is that they didn't even bother reviewing it.
Yeah, because the first one they did review, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if it's so hard to know like how well these guys know the situation. Where like what are they getting away with? What is truly a natural position? What is truly they're aware enough to be able to get an arm in sort of like that gray area. I don't know, man. But it being back made me feel that it was unnatural. I think proximity to his like trunk, I think it was okay, but it was the fact that his arm was back. It is making himself bigger even if it's not the traditional like x-axis.
Well, I've heard Twelman say on a handball like this, "Oh, he's just making himself get bigger. Like that's natural." I'm like, there's
So
just no,
counterintuitive. It's like an
there's no
oxymoron.
consistency here.
Yeah.
Like these guys all
horrible.
suck. The commentators don't know what the hell they're talking about. The refs don't know what the hell they're looking at. It's just brutal, and it's true. Like what you said, when you're watching European soccer, basically, if the ball hits your hand in the box, forget it.
And when they're defending out on the wing, you see them
Yeah.
with their hands behind their
Mhm.
back, holding their hands because they
Well-
know if it's not, they're going to get called.
That's how Jordy defends. You see it all
Right,
the time.
correct.
Jordy defends exactly like that, and a few others do. You know, I've seen it multiple times, but you do see it a lot more in European soccer than you do here.
Man, that's
that's
why
exactly why.
MLS gets the bad rap that it does. It's a microcosm. You have players being punished for not participating in a friendly. You have players on the field getting punished because the other team doesn't know how to defend properly, and the refs don't know how to call games properly. Like the league is a joke at times, and that's the problem. And then you have Inter Miami, who's trying their damnedest to be a legitimate team, not just in the MLS, but to be a legitimate team on the global stage. They're doing everything within the rules and their power to really project strength for the MLS, and then we're fighting multiple front wars here. Like we're fighting against international squads that have no rules comparatively compared to us, and then we're fighting a losing battle against the MLS where everybody seems to hate us, even though we're making money like crazy for every owner in this league. It doesn't make any sense. It's brutal, and you have to see like what, and then the Moss brothers they want this team to do well. Like they're you can tell that they're making every effort to make this team good. Even before Messi was here, like they got in trouble for Blaise Matuidi. Like these guys are really pushing the envelope and trying to see what they can get away with. And it's just at what point do they have to like look at other alternatives? Like I don't know. It's really disappointing. Like this ruling to ban Alba and Messi today or yesterday when it was announced was really a gut punch. Like these guys need to figure it out because it's just frustrating.
Yeah. In today's match, 14 fouls called on Inter Miami, 4 called on Cincinnati. And Cincinnati was flopping all over the place tonight. The one major call that went against Cincinnati was the disallowed goal from Miles Robinson for hitting Noah Allen in the face. I thought that should have been a goal. It's fine because it is a foul. Like it's again, like Chris said, if they call it a goal, it's probably going to stay a goal. Since they called it a foul, it stays as a foul. That is kind of soft, but it's consistent with how everything was called tonight because everything soft was getting called.
Noah Allen's face was in a natural position, and
Facts.
you know what?
And you know what I noticed too? If there was a shot that they showed of Allen, he had a big scratch down his neck. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if it was bleeding or whatever. It was all down here, so it looked like it came from that as well.
Yeah, there was a different angle where you saw the guy pull out a knife and just
right
try to cut his head off.
At first, I was like, "Oof, that's not a foul, man. That's a goal. You have to give that to him." But then after the fact, the later angles that they showed, he did slap him in the face. Did it really affect anything?
In the first angle they showed, you can
see his head kick back a little bit,
cocked back. That doesn't happen. Like there's guys who flop and stuff, but that type of reaction.
I think. While I agree, and it is a foul. Allen was beat.
Yeah,
even if he wasn't fouled, he was toast.
Yeah, it didn't affect the play.
And then if you're gonna call that one, then you better call a ton more fouls that they didn't call on us when we were in the attack. Like, I don't know how many times Luis Suarez gets annihilated in the box, and just because of his reputation, they don't call them, which is bonkers.
They don't call a lot that happens to this Inter Miami team.
Do we
People
have
are allowed to be
penalties?
very physical to us?
Do we have many penalties at all?
I don't think so.
No.
Do we have any?
We're like one of the lowest in the league from last time I looked.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Like everybody says, "Oh, we get all the calls." We don't get any calls. Like
we have zero penalty kicks taken. 0.
penalties are outside the box free kicks that Messi nails. Like that's
We've also
our
conceded
penalty.
0, which that's interesting.
Are we
Well, because-
are you looking at a full league or are you just looking at the team?
Full league MLS.
Who is there anyone else with 0 or just
No.
us?
Minnesota's the next. Well,
I
there's
think I had
1,
seen that
2,
recently.
3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 teams tied with 2.
Yeah, I think I had seen that recently. That's why it rang a bell when you said it. Yeah.
It's really a pain, and it's not like, and it's BS when the majority of our tactics in the attack are passes within the box.
We also have
You
the third fewest. Sorry, Dave, not to interrupt you. We have the third fewest fouls called against opposition.
Yeah, it's something's got to give. Like usually there's a pendulum here. And the pendulum at some point has to swing back.
I hate to pick on him, but in a way, I don't want to put the blame on him, but Luis Suarez, the way that he flops all the time and he just creates a scene, I think it kind of
gives him a bad rep.
the situation. Exactly. And it just helps the refs a little bit to not make these calls at times.
Doesn't help them anything. Do your jobs, refs.
We also dance around the box a lot. We don't dribble into the box.
Also, you want to get rid of that. The first second he starts yapping at you, boom, card, and that's it. That's how you take care of that. But don't not call things because he's a yapper.
Not a yapper. He's a flopper. He's a flopper.
Well, no, but he also
is he a yapper or a flopper or a yapper or a flapper?
I don't know. See what David says. He's the one that likes these little intricacies.
That's true. Yeah, pretty bad. And the ref just like it snowballed. Like that foul that Chelo bulldozed some guy.
Like I got sandwiched.
They don't call it. And then they're like, oh, wait, clear blow to the head. Let's stop the play because now Inter Miami have a ton of space to play into here at the very end of the match. And then they stop it for another 2 minutes. They ended up playing 8 extra minutes instead of the 2 that were allotted or whatever. I mean, Messi
was pissed when that happened. When that play stopped, they showed the camera on him and he was pissed off. He's like, what the hell, man?
Well, call it or don't. But then you can't not call that and then stop it because the guy is just, man, like it. That bothers me a lot about today's game is like, obviously there's an emphasis on hits to the head and obviously like making sure that people are okay. And I think that's fine, but also players sort of take advantage of that because they know if they put their hands up by their head, they're going to stop the play. So in that case, I think it was warranted for this player to put his hands up to his head because that was a crazy blow. Like it wasn't even like a tackle.
Stick. Yeah.
Just like an impact. The ref doesn't call it. But that one was fair. But there are other instances where players go down. I think we saw Evander go down holding his head and Redondo's hit on him. It was like he barely nicked the back of his head. And it's just, I feel like they bend the rules a little bit and they take advantage of the rules, and all teams do this, but it was like a cumulative effect with some of the bad officiating that we saw. And it felt like it progressively got worse throughout the match.
Shoes with a good point here in that CONCACAF Champions Cup. There was that ref who asked for an autograph and then he got sanctioned. And it feels like ever since that moment, the refs have really just taken the opposite of stance on us. And it's like, your job is to be impartial, not to be so partial for the other club that you don't want to show favoritism. Like it's like they're scared to do their jobs, and is that the Messi effect?
I don't know.
It's a joke.
It's weird because you would think they'd be scared it'd be scared in like the opposite direction to like not upset the powers that be. But
what powers that be?
Oh, like Inter Miami, right? And Inter Miami's success and not getting in the way of Inter Miami being the most successful club.
I mean, that shouldn't be in their mind either. Like,
correct,
right?
It shouldn't be. I'm saying it feels like they're scared, but you would think that if they were scared, they would be scared of getting in Inter Miami's way, not the other way around.
Yeah. It's MLS mindset. I swear to God, like you see it with other fans and everything. Like and I get it. You always root against the top dog, but. I mean, look at this roster construction.
It's like they want to stay a hipster league. They want to stay a league of people that are like, we're cool because we follow the MLS and it's not like this mainstream thing.
Mm-hmm.
if we want the league to grow, everything needs to be better. The team construction, the officiating, the silly suspensions, and what shouldn't be a suspension. Like those things need to change. The salary restrictions and what people can do and how they can grow. Really like the attention that the league gets. All those things need to change to elevate the league.
They have that mentality. It was like, oh no, we like the way things were before Messi was
I
here.
like it because it's not popular.
It's that gatekeeping mentality. They don't want anyone else to love the sport here in America because we were the first ones. Like, no, man, let's let it grow. Let's let it flourish.
Like
See where it goes.
Messi didn't build this, and it's like, no, he didn't. But look what Messi can do with this.
I'm gonna give you guys a really deep cut here. I've been watching Alley Cat Strike lately with my kids.
Nice.
And in that movie, the main character, the main like bowling guy in the team, he's telling his dad that he likes bowling because it's not the popular thing. Yeah, he's like, no one likes this sport, and that's how it is, and that's how it will be. And every time I get to that scene, I'm like, that is such a stupid thing to say.
And the dad's like, well, I'm trying to run a business here, and I need people to show up.
He's like, yeah, but like bowling puts food on the table, so like we need to find a way to make this work. But it's the same sort of like mindset. It's just like you should want the betterment of the league as a whole, because it's a cycle, right? Like it benefits your team, and then the team benefits the league, and it all works in harmony. But it does feel like there's a lot of pushback on Inter Miami pushing the envelope.
And I saw a rumor that Thomas Mueller is interested in coming to the MLS, and that Vancouver, I believe, was the team that
they were trying to get the discovery rights off of
Cincinnati. I think had
Cincinnati.
Yeah, which is surprising that move would go. But I mean, man, get more names, get more talent.
LAFC going after Heung-min Son.
I was just gonna say that. that one.
Yeah, Heung-min Son. I'll believe that when I see it. But
that would be incredible.
I mean, those rumors are like all over. Like it's been more than rumors lately. Yeah, it's been more than rumors.
Well, they said that the club is open to the move if Heung-min Son is open to the move, and I don't know.
Say that about anyone.
Exactly. But
we'd be open to get Mbappe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'll believe it when I see it. Like I don't see, like, he's still very good. Like I don't see him giving up on European football.
I agree. I mean,
but again, LAFC is another one of those teams that push the envelope too. They try to sign these big players as well, and people don't like them either for whatever reason. I mean,
and I will say it does make sense in the sense like it made sense when Messi chose to come here over Saudi Arabia because of the cultural fit and him going to the west coast of the U.S. Ton of Asian communities. There's a lot of Koreans, lots of Japanese people, lots of Chinese people, like that. He will have that sense of community there that he wouldn't find, that he probably would have more sense of community over there than he would in England. So these are things that do make sense in that aspect. So that wouldn't shock me, but I still think he's got a lot of good soccer left. And I don't know if he'd be ready to like mail in. Like Rodrigo De Paul has a lot of good soccer left, but he's coming to play with Messi.
Yeah.
Who's Son going to go chill with?
His family. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, I'm all for it though, man. People don't want things like that to happen. I welcome it, and I think we all welcome it. It's good for everybody. We want these stars here. It's just much more fun that way, and the league just grows and just
get
let
good
it happen.
Players here. I don't want
it happen.
Yeah, it's so stupid that they're like, no, we want our homegrowns. Like, no, because the academies are also full of little rich kids and things like that. Like, it's not like again, in most of the world, you get anybody with a soccer ball is playing soccer on the streets, and that's why you get these really, really good talents, because people, like, just like in the US with other sports, that usually, like in football and in basketball, people who grow up in bad neighborhoods, that's their ticket out. And that you see that a lot of places, like people in Brazil and the favelas, like they're playing on the street in the dirt paths with a soccer ball, and that's their way out. And that's there's no economic barrier to joining, so you get a bigger pool of players. And in the US, these camps and all that stuff, they're super expensive. It's really hard to get anything going. So your homegrown players are usually players who have that money backing them, and you're not getting your run of the mill. You're not getting your best athletes basically, and
Yeah.
that's why I don't really put too much credence into the homegrowns because it's a really limited pool you're really working with.
Totally agree.
The other thing I wanted to talk about before we start wrapping this show up is the fact that Columbus lost yesterday and Nashville lost yesterday. So yes, we got 1 point and it's nice, but the
Philadelphia was losing as well.
No, they won. They won like 3-1 today. Yeah.
They were losing.
They were losing. Yeah. But man, the chance we got 1 point, that's fine against one of the best teams without Messi and Alba. That's great and all, but we really had that chance to make up big time because of those two top teams losing yesterday. So that's another kind of like a little bit of salt in the wound tonight. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't drop points. I mean, we did pick up a point.
That's what I'm saying. The 1 point is good. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it was very solid to get the point. But damn, if we could have gotten those 3 and made up even more tonight, that would have been nice. But
and without Messi and Alba, like that's like that little lanyard, a little cherry on top that would make it feel that much better.
Yeah.
But we take the point, like we said before entering the match, and if I told you we can come out of this with a point, we'd all take it. But how often have we said that this season? It's like, oh, in the beginning of the match, this result sounds okay, but we've left a lot of meat on the bone so far, and we have 3 games in hand, but we have to start taking every little bit of advantage that we can.
We still have the 3 games in hand, right?
We do. We still have the 3 games in hand. We're down right now behind first. We're 8 points behind first. Philadelphia actually jumped Cincy tonight. They're at 50 points. Cincinnati's at 49. Nashville 47. Columbus 44. Miami 42. So, we're just creeping up little by little, but we really got to take advantage. Yeah, we really got to take advantage of those nights that we do not have anyone else playing or minimal teams playing. We got to take advantage and win those games that we have in hand. 8 points behind, so it's not. We're getting there. It's 3 wins and we're up there. So.
Yeah. And next up is Leagues Cup.
Yep.
Leagues Cup kicked off on Wednesday, and Rodrigo De Paul, who was in the stadium tonight. I genuinely can't believe he's on our team.
That's really
so
unreal.
Cool, man.
Did you guys see the Inter Miami? I thought it was awesome. The Inter Miami videos that they posted on Instagram.
I didn't see the video yet.
Yeah. To little in the morning they posted just the start, push the start button. It was pink. That said RDP, I think. And then after they posted him in the car, and I thought it was freaking awesome.
So cool,
I thought it was so cool. I thought it was great.
I can't believe he's on our team.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun. Like I said, he's gonna be here for a while now. So he's a prime candidate for a kit because he's not just gonna be here for a little bit, allegedly, because I don't think they're allowed to say that
That's correct.
They're in agreement with a longer
term.
There's
no obligation to buy.
Right, because if not, he wouldn't be eligible for the non-DP spot. But
rules
are great. These rules are great.
So I told my wife earlier that he's a perfect candidate for a new jersey.
There you go.
Rolled her eyes.
I said it on the show before you, so
yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Who really said it first?
Exactly.
My wife swore she saw De Paul earlier. We went to downtown to that ice cream museum. And she swore she saw him because she saw this guy come down from one of these expensive buildings, mask on his face, like all covered, super secretive, with a dog, a golden retriever, walk his dog, and it was like going out and like coming back in super quick. I didn't get to see him, but she's like, "Who's that new guy that they just signed?" It had to have been him. It was like a skinny, tall, lanky guy. It had to have been him. And then she looked up, does Rodrigo De Paul have a dog? And of course, what pops up? A freaking Labrador, the same dog that the guy was walking down. And she's like, I told you it was him. I told you it's him. But yeah.
What are the chances?
Most likely not him.
Labradors are not a common breed
at all.
Most likely not him. So
Interesting stuff. Well, we'll definitely be seeing him on Wednesday. I fully anticipate him being in the starting lineup. I can't imagine him not. I don't know if we want to do like a quick preview, but I imagine we're gonna destroy. Who do we play? Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't see any outcome other than pure domination with Rodrigo De Paul. I think he'll elevate the energy. I think Messi's gonna want to come out with.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't need to prove anything, but with a point to prove of like, screw you guys. I should have played on Saturday, and I'm back. So let's get back into the groove here. I got my best bud. in midfield, and it's just going to be a show. And I think it's going to be the Leagues Cup show again. I think it's going to be a good competition for Inter Miami, as it was when he first joined.
Yeah,
What does
sharing
the
a latte today?
Yeah. What does the lineup look like with De Paul here? What do you guys
No
think?
Redondo,
I'd say it looks
De Paul.
better.
I'm obviously better.
more handsome. Oh, Redondo's pretty handsome, but De Paul
And
also pretty
I'll
handsome.
tell you what, after the way he's been playing, he looks.
Yeah,
a lot
he's true.
handsome.
When Redondo joined the team, I was like, "Ooh, Campana and Redondo." I don't know, but yeah, you're right. He's declined a bit.
Yeah. Miami will smash Atlas. Adia, you have a point. So it's gonna be a good warm up match, though. But we got to win this Leagues Cup. I think this it's a must win in my opinion. We got to come out of the season with 2 trophies, and
it's a path to the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Yeah, that too.
So I think
So
that's huge.
It's a must win.
Yeah, so we will be live after that match with the pots and pans. So be sure you guys join us. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on audio platforms, please leave a review and a rating for us. It helps us out a ton. And thanks for hanging out with us at the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good rest of your weekend and good night.
Thank you.